I should have trained, for this movie. I had no idea how physical it was and what Roger was going to put me through. But I do enjoy running in high heels. I don't know, it's like a sport in and of itself. And I really liked doing that. We were testing out different heels in my trailer and ones I wouldn't, break my leg. I was playing someone behind the scenes, and you never get to see that, on morning television. So it was important to get into the control room and shadow them and get up at the same time they do and know what that feels like. And yeah, it was just a very eye-opening experience to know how much work goes into doing that day in, day out. I very much admire what they do. I couldn't do it personally. Oh, it's lovely being here. There's such a nice reception out there. Sometimes you think you're going to get out of the car and there'll be like 3 people, there. So it's always nice when people show up, especially in the cold, and come out for it. So I really appreciate it. It's nice. It's a really fun movie. I think it's something that everyone can relate to. It's about getting through your day in the work world, and the people you come across and the relationships you have with them, and it's really fun. I think it's got a lot of great energy, and Roger chose this such a great cast of characters. Jeff Goldblum's so great as my boss, and just a lot of quirky people. The weather guy is so great, he's so funny. So I think it's just a fun ride. Intimidating at first, but eventually, just great people to be around, very supportive, and I learned a lot from working with them.
Well, I like the people involved. I thought it was a good script. I admire Roger Michel's work and Rachel's work. I had a chance to play a character that I haven't played before, an interesting character, and there was an interesting relationship between the character that I played and Rachel's character. The idea that it was something that was below the frame line, as it were. I mean, he lives his life this size, and that's something out of the audience's vision, a little secret.
There's a legendary scene between you and 3 of the greatest news anchormen in the United States. What was that like for you? I mean, what did you talk about? Was that something that you were in awe of because you've been following them on TV and they've been following you on the big screen? How did you sort of, start the whole thing? How did you get into the mode?
Oh, it was, it was a pleasure just to spend some time with them, talk about their lives and their careers, and the news business in general. But it was just it was a pleasure. Well, I've been here quite a few times. I haven't had a chance to look around this time. I'm hoping I'll get a few hours in order to spend some time looking around. I think it's interesting relationships between the people, and I think it's funny. So I think, it's an entertaining film.
Well, in the UK as well, it's a little different. I think in the US, they are the cash cows that feed all the rest of those networks. And so unlike here in Europe, the morning show ratings are crucial to the success of the whole network. Ergo, the competition between the 3 big shows in New York is really stiff, and a daily grind. And every minute of every broadcast hour, somebody's looking at the ratings and seeing the spikes and seeing the demographic of who's watching and who's turning off. And it's a very, very hot arena. And I came to have a lot of respect for the people who work on those shows, day in, day out. Trying to hit the target every single day. It's very hard to do. Well, we went around all the stations, and they all bade us welcome, and they all took us in and showed us their shows, and we sat in their control rooms, and I sat in their meetings and met their exec producers, and really kind of dug into the whole world. So I had a lot of early mornings. I don't mind the morning hours. I'm a morning person. Are you a morning person? No, I'm a morning person. It comes with shooting movies and having children. Like if you have shot a few movies, you've got a few children, then you're used to getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a bit like shooting a backstage story, or one of those great movies from the 40s set backstage on Broadway. And I love the. I come out of a theatre background, and I love the The idea of seeing what's just off camera, the chaos that's just surrounding the frame. I've been here in 1974, in 1990, and now today. And every time I come back, it's completely different, and that's wonderful.
Well, I think this is a movie that you can take your mom to see, you can take your daughter to see it, you can take your friend to see it. It's got a little bit of something for everyone, and it's funny. Harrison is sublime. He's really fantastic, and he was the first actor to sort of sign on to the movie, and it's a great role for him. And I mean, you kind of can't beat the cast. It's Diane Keaton and Harrison Ford and Rachel McAdams. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So I think people will really enjoy it. Well, they're so competitive. There are 3 primary morning shows in the U.S., the 3 major networks, and it's extremely competitive, and these people work incredibly hard, and it was just something we hadn't seen before, and so we thought it was a great arena, and Aline Brosh McKenna, who wrote Devil Wears Prada, came up with the idea, and I think she captured it beautifully. You know, people sometimes say you get jaded working in Hollywood, and you know, every day when I would walk on set and see these actors, I mean, these icons that we grew up watching, and you know, Diane Keaton from The Godfather on through, and Harrison Ford and Rachel, you guys just have to pinch yourself. It was just it was an excellent experience.
Der Star des Films, die wunderschöne, bezaubernde und unglaublich talentierte Rachel McAdams.
He's going to translate for me. Thank you so much for having us this evening and giving such a warm reception on such a cool night. I hope you enjoy the film. Yeah, thanks for having us. Okay.
Eine unserer größten Kinolegenden, der unvergleichliche Mr. Harrison Ford.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to be here in Berlin. I'm proud to be associated with this movie, which I'm delighted to represent tonight. And I thank Roger for the wonderful job that he's done, Rachel for the pleasure of working with her, and now we leave it to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. We have something for you, Cheryl and Rachel. Hand-picked Berlin flowers. Meine Damen und Herren, big round of applause. Harrison Ford, Roger Michell, Cheryl Clarke, Rachel McAdams. No flowers for you, Harrison, sorry. Okay, a couple of pictures. Next time, Harrison Ford, we will have flowers for you as well. Just a small one? Okay, maybe you can share them with...
Der Star des Films, die wunderschöne, bezaubernde und unglaublich talentierte Rachel McAdams.
He's going to translate for me. Thank you so much for having us this evening and giving such a warm reception on such a cool night. I hope you enjoy the film. Yeah, thanks for having us. Okay.
Eine unserer größten Kinolegenden, der unvergleichliche Mr. Harrison Ford.